Oh,
I like. Okay, so let's say me and you doing this Dungeons and Dragons table talk. Is that what it's
Okay.
called? Dungeons and Dragons table talk.
Oh my God, I quit.
I'll accept that.
Okay, so I'm new to this, so you set the stage because it sounds fun.
I'm scared. I'm scared. Man, I swear to God, man. I swear to God.
Find yourself in a desert.
Y'all gotta stop, man. I gotta hear.
Man, she said go Julio. I swear to God.
Mute your shit, man. Y'all being distracted. I can't hear. I'm getting in tune.
You see bright lights off in the distance. Roll a perception check. You have to roll a die now. Give me a number between 1 and 20.
18.
You see that the lights are of a strip.
Welcome to a midday. I mean, damn. Sorry. You know, I'm running off of air. Welcome to a morning edition of Jarrell's World. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. About yourself?
Man, I'm just trying to make it, man. I went to bed all late and shit, so I'm drinking my coffee right here. But let's get into the topic today, man. Let the people know the topic today, man.
First off, good AM. Hope everybody's had a great weekend. First of the month, so fresh start. So let's start strong and finish strong. We're talking about it starts at home. That's the name of today's episode. It starts at home, and I've been inspired over the last 3 weeks of realizing what the problem is. And what the problem is, a lot of these households are broken. There's a lot of issues within, issues that stem from generation to generation. Think about it. If you grew up you become a product of your environment, right? They say you become a product of your environment. If your environment is corrupt and negative and, typical Black, household type situation, then more likely when you become an adult, that's going to carry on. Right? So I can only speak for most of the things that I speak on are from experience, and I'm very observant, and I try to make shit make sense. And I got like grandkids who, me personally, I grew up in a function. It was a function household with, sprinkled in disruptions as far as fights between adults. There wasn't a lot. I don't recall a lot of that, but I recall some moments that stuck with me for the rest of my life. But I have grandkids that they're growing up in the same type of environment that their mother or their father grew up in. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the mothers grew up in a household where the father was just abusive, verbally, physically, just, beating on everybody. And he just had that thug prison mentality. And he just, one would think that if you went through it, you're going to make sure you're going to do everything you can not let your kids go through it. And that's where the problem be at. And that don't always be the solution, because you got fathers that them fathered children ain't in their lives, just as somebody fathered them fathers and wasn't in their life. So you would think if you grew up without a dad, you ain't going to want your child to grow up without a dad, right?
Yeah.
So that's not always the case. Shit gets passed down from generation to generation. Like throughout my mother's side of the family, the men really ain't in it. They always have issues with their kids. Multiple kids that they don't fuck with, or whatever. There's no relationship, whatever the case may be. Like that's like what they call a generational curse, where it passed down from one generation to the next, so forth and so on, right? So, 2 weeks ago, I went up to the school, my daughter's elementary school, and I was volunteering to be
lunch monitor, recess monitor, because they're short of staffs, and plus they need men. Every time I go up in that school, my daughter be going to the 13th since preschool. She's in the 3rd grade. It's been nothing but women dealing with that. So, me being a man and knowing that, what the problem is, which is men ain't in the boys' lives, whether it's their father, uncle, whatever the case may be, these little boys ain't got no male presence in their lives. And that's something that I felt, me being who I am, being a part of the village, that I want to go ahead and contribute. But as soon as I got in there, man, it was like 4 kids off the rip. Before I could get in to see all the other kids in the lunchroom, they had walked out of the lunchroom and sitting in the corridors just pouting and crying. And I had to counsel these little kids. And as soon as I got done counseling 4 of them, because it was all about bullying, picking and name calling and putting hands on and all that, I'm like, go get him. Let's sit and talk. These kids don't know how to deal with their emotions because they don't have nobody around them that know how to teach them to deal with their emotions. That's why it all starts at home. You got to, in order for me to teach a child or teach another human being something, I got to know it first, especially when it comes to about emotions. I got to know all about my emotions before I can teach them what I've learned the hard way, and that's not happening. And these kids, these young boys, they're being emotional, and they don't know how to deal with their emotions, and all they know how to do is just be extra sensitive and over feminine because that's all they know. So, after I got done with them, I go inside. I got 4 other boys, 4 other different situations. Got one little boy, I see him from afar. He banging and crying on the table, and I see him robbing up. So, I go talk to him, and then I go talk to this kid. And this teacher is calling the kid's mom, and she about to come up here. I'm like, let me talk to him, right? Don't come up here. Give me a chance. I got him together. He was on his way. Everything good. We moving on to the next one. But the point of the matter is, it all starts at home. When I got my daughter, she was 2.5. She's 9 now. And I realized that the environment that she's at, being under her mother, is chaotic, negative energy, a lot of yelling, a lot of fighting, a lot of cussing, a lot of ass whooping going on, just a whole bunch of negative energy. So when I got her, she was still in that mind because she was a product of her environment. She was with that part longer than she was with me. And we had conflict. Like, she would try to, fight me and challenge me and throw tantrums and all that. So I realized, whooping them ain't gonna do nothing because that's what she's used to. I gotta change how things is and change her environment. And what I did, I decided to, make some ground rules in my household for anybody that comes in, because again, it starts at home. And what I show her is what I want her to be able to take on in life. The things that we learn in life is the things that we're supposed to teach our kids, because kids is clay. And therefore we should mold them accordingly. But what I came up with, I didn't want her to be a part of that arguing environment. If I have a situation with any woman in my house or anybody, we're not about to do that because I don't want my daughter to see that. Again, It starts at home. So I'm starting the foundation right now with her being young. When I got a situation where it's just too hectic, we're gonna have to step outside, or you can leave until you calm down. I don't want my child, because I witnessed a woman walk up on a man and punch him and all that. I witnessed objects such as a chessboard get thrown at another person, trying to hurt them like it's a Chinese star. Like that did something to me where it was like, I don't want no parts of that life. Therefore, I'm not going to bring that into my life. I'm going to have some order, and we're going to run it the way it's supposed to be run. A lot of these women, they're verbally abusive to their kids, not just their kids, but any man. Like, you think about how these young women and these young men, how they supposed to have love for each other and be in a committed relationship, how they talk to each other. You a bitch. First time I ever heard a female call another male a cunt. Like, you called him a cunt? That's a whole grown 30-year-old man. You call him a cunt? Like, And when they explain it to me, because I get it, like, you know, how we old school, the words, certain words is fighting words. Disrespectful words is disrespect, period.
Yeah.
We don't play that. Like they got a whole, they took the game and they changed it around to where it works for them. I mean, we ain't gonna change that. They all followers, those that do that. Not all of them do that, but a lot of them who are weak-minded, they're followers. Because they would explain to me, I'm like, why you let this motherfucker talk to you like that? Why are you talk? What's going on? Oh, that's just how we talk. That's just how y'all talk? That's how y'all was taught, or that's what y'all learned through other people? Because if that's how y'all was taught, again, it's taught at the household. And 9 out of 10, if that's the language and energy that was in the household, then it get carried on.
Mm-hmm.
And now look where we are with these kids. Where they're to the point where they think bitch is a term of endearment. You know, we was on the opposite end of the spectrum. There's always two sides. Bitch meant fighting words. Like, that's the total disrespect. Now, it's terms of endearment.
Yeah, I don't play like that, but that's what they do. You know what I mean? That's what they do.
But it's getting taught.
Crazy, man.
It's getting taught. And then, you know, you got the system. I mean, all of it's by design. And one thing I've realized, you know, we all understand is this been going on for decades. And the number one thing was to get the black man out of the household. That wasn't in play yet. Because the black man was slave. So, you know, what you want to do? You want to make the black man as less respected as possible by taking his dignity, and everybody else is going to lose respect for him. And once the woman lose respect for the man, you know what I'm saying? What kind of man is a man if a woman don't respect him?
Not a man.
You're not a man. Because that's where the highest esteem, respect come from, the black queen, your wife. So if your wife don't respect you, how's everybody else going to respect you, right? Mm-hmm. So once slavery was over with, then it turned around. It's like, we got to get the black man out the household. How we get him out the household? Incarceration, right? Mm-hmm. So if he's incarcerated, making it, and what that's number one, because you hit you killing one, you know, 2 birds with 1 stone by getting them locked up, and they paying you, and you get really 3, and you getting them out of the woman's household. So it's the woman gonna have to depend on who? White man, right? That's where the sisters come in play. And then they like, you know what I'm saying, they throw extra shit in it to where it's like, you know, you can get this assistant, but you can't fuck with him. And if you fuck with him, then you need to let us know where he at so we can put him on child support and, you know what I'm saying, keep this ball rolling. Because it's all by design. But when the fathers is no longer in the household, who takes the place? The women take the place. And that's the problem in our society. That's the problem. Women are running the shit. And women already have the mindset. A lot of them have the mindset they don't need a man, which we're going to talk about that some other time because, you know, we ain't got time for it. And I want to do a panel on that. Why women think that they don't need a man compared to why those that do understand that we need each other because, you know, God put us on this planet together, opposite sex, not just to procreate, but to work together through this, right? I mean, that's the ultimate goal when you find a companion is to help you navigate through this life.
Yeah, but it's real because, like, again, like I had a conversation with Miss Londa. I said, man, a lot of these women are they feel like they are asexual, right? After you get pregnant and stuff, they think they're like a ladybug and they can do everything themselves. Also, some of them feel like, man, I'm gonna focus on my career. I don't need that nigga because you know what I mean. And that's the play. And this welfare system is real. You know what I mean? That's what the first thing they want to do. If it's, you know what I mean, some people that think that's the way out too. If they're in like a toxic situation with mom and dad, I get pregnant by Ray over here. I'm gonna be able to get my own place. I'm gonna give a couple of dollars, and I can work from there. You know what I mean? So there's so many plays with getting pregnant, man. I've seen brothers tell a woman, "Yo, it's you know what I mean, we just having fun. You know what I mean? If something come of it, I don't want no kids." And the women still be like, yeah, it's whatever. I'm still gonna keep it. Like, what? If a man tell you it's not on that type of time, and we just having fun and like that, and you still want to have a kid, well, you're making a poor decision. Because that
Yeah,
man pretty
you really are. You're making a
much.
selfish. You're making a selfish poor decision
Mm-hmm.
because you only think about yourself. You ain't think about that kid. You ain't think about that man.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think that he should be held accountable for it. If I tell you I don't want a kid and I want to get a divorce and I want to get an abortion and all that shit, because for me, I don't want to bring I put a post on Facebook, man. You gotta be out your rabbit ass mind to want to bring a child into this world, in today's world. Period. This game, this bullshit ass game. Like, one, you ain't even got your shit together, first and foremost. I'm talking about me. I ain't even got my shit together, first and foremost. And second, man, I'm seeing how the world is. And I don't want my child to go through this shit because it ain't gonna get no better no time soon.
And these young girls be glorifying it, man. You don't got a pot to piss in, a window to throw it out of, and you want to have babies. This shit,
man, a lot of that come from feeling a void, a loneliness void, or a void that they never had. They gonna be the best mom. I ain't gonna be nothing like my mom was. I'm gonna be the best mom possible. So I'm gonna bring a kid into this fucked up world, and I'm gonna struggle with it. And I'm gonna try. Get the fuck out of here, man. I would not want to bring no goddamn kids in this fucked up world, man. Just on how the world is designed.
Like, that's what I don't understand, man. Like, why would you want to bring a child in this fucked up shit, man?
Selfishness.
And not to be a family one. Bring a kid into a split household, knowing that it is crazy enough, right? Where people don't want to take the time to really raise a kid properly, right? A lot of times these mothers be raising them and they still trying to live. You can't be trying to live young and forget about that kid. You know what I mean? You see it all the time. You still want to be in the club. Kids can't read, can't write.
Where the kids at? Kids at grandma's house. Grandma taking care of them. And then that thing, I've seen so many grandmas take care of their grandkids so good that the mothers be like, shoot, she ain't do this for me. This ain't what it is those grandmothers know they fucked up the first round. And here comes second round, the grandkids, so they want to make up and be the best grandparents ever. Yeah, man, it'd be like that. And the mother be all jealous, like, since you ain't take care of me, you take care of those grandkids where I'm going out. I've seen so many fucked up situations like that.
Yeah, that shit be crazy. Just overall to see that shit, man. Because, man, if you don't got it, man, the mental health to be a mother, you shouldn't do it. You gotta be realistic, because you just making an emotional kid, which is gonna be eventually be a weapon. Somebody gonna see an old head gonna see that kid. Damn, that kid weak. I can play off this. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna be Frankenstein. You know what I mean? Yes, let's be real. It's gonna be Frankenstein.
There's so many different situations. And the worst one is, I don't need a man. I can do this on my own. Man, that video from 1986. You got a whole bunch of women, and yeah, they cool with it. And look where we at now. The shit works. I mean, it ain't worse. It never say. It's all the same. A lot of women are convinced that they don't need a man. Well, you don't go around. It's like the mentality of women. It's just really backwards. You don't hear men going around talking about where the real women at, and ain't no real women out here. You know what I'm saying? You just don't. I don't need a woman. Like, everybody needs. I mean, that's just the stupidest thing I ever heard.
We the only race that says dumb shit like that. I'll tell you one thing for sure. The Latino woman across the street don't want that. She want a man.
Oh yeah, she needs a man. She don't want him. She knows she needs a man. She knows she needs a man. Same as that Asian lady across the way. Yeah.
And the black women be using this shit. Oh, I'm worried about. I mean, the ones that don't have kids, I'm worried about my career. Elizabeth, Lee over there, Gonzalez, they all got men and they still handle the business. So we got to get past that skew shit. You know what I mean? We make time what we want to make time for.
Yeah.
That's what my dad always told me. We make time for what stuff you want to make time for. So to use that layman's excuse, I told Miss Londa yesterday, all them white people and them other races in the corporate America, they see you got multiple kids and don't got no nan, they laugh at you. Them motherfuckers laugh at you.
Because they know that's not how the game's supposed to be played.
They laugh at you. You know what I mean?
You making the game difficult.
And sometimes they don't even trust you with no promotions because you can't keep it together at home. How you gonna be effective at your job position? You know, at your job position if you can't keep it together at home.
Right.
Because that shit gonna come over to work.
Priorities is priorities.
You leave home because little Ray Jr. out there acting up in school and you gotta leave from work. They don't want to hear that shit.
Sure ain't.
So, you know what I mean? I feel like, man, we as men and women in our community, man, we gotta stop getting past this bitter shit. Because Ray over there want to move on. You know what I mean? Let him still be the part of that kid's life, man. Because it's a lot of that too.
But like, when is it gonna change? It ain't gonna change overnight. It's so thick and deep in our community that it's gonna take decades for the next generation to realize that's not how it's done. Or but who's to say that ain't gonna never happen because the next generation is seeing what this dumbass generation, the generation before them, how they're conducted, and it's always gonna be a monkey see, monkey do.
That's what I always tell them, man. You gotta find you. It's hard to say. You gotta find a woman with some kind of education level. To start with that, some kind of education level. There's some nuts that got themselves together with education, but you gotta find somebody with something to bring to the table. That's why I go by. Something to bring to the table. She bought her business, and that's where you start from. You can't keep on messing with boo boo across the street. You gotta find somebody with some goals, man, and some inspiration in life to build with. You can't keep on building because some of them you can't save. You know what I mean? I was in a situation where I fell in love with the girl across the street, but she wasn't there. She couldn't think big, man. I told her, I said, man, I eventually want to buy a house. I eventually want to do this. We can just live right here forever. Bitch, why I want to live in the hood forever? Does that make sense? Why the fuck I want to live in the hood forever?
The goal is to get out.
You know what I mean? So you got to find a like-minded person. You got to find somebody going to be there with the rough times. You know what I mean? Some bitches can't be with you. Sorry, when you got that 50 cent in your pocket and you say, man, it's going to be all right. We're going to get it together. A lot of people.
Yeah, you ain't going to find nobody like that, man. You ain't going to find nobody. You can, but in most lifetimes, you ain't going to find nobody that's going to be down like that, all the way down. They out there. But man, it ain't just about having your shit together per se, but you want a motherfucker that's gonna have their inside together.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Like have that mind together. That's where it all starts, man. Like I'm saying, it starts at home. So if your inside being your home is all the way together, then everything it should transpire out to the real world and shit.
And sometimes it be embedded, marriage be embedded into these young girls, which in a lot of situations, a lot of them that's not been embedded. So it's hard for that person to really respect the vows of marriage and take that shit serious. So it's harder with the person family never value marriage. You understand what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. Marriage is getting watered down because a lot of people are realizing that, they didn't have all that during the jumping the broom stage, getting married. And you gotta, I try to make things make sense. Like, why is the divorce rate so high? You gotta look at who's marrying these people. You gotta take that into consideration. Because if I'm a pastor and I've been touching kids and doing all types of, fuck nigga shit behind the door, I mean, that's evident. I got demons and spirits in me to make me do shit like that, right? So who's to say that I won't pass it off to you when I baptize you? You know what I'm saying? Or if I conduct your wedding and I'm marry y'all. Like
Mhm.
bad spirits rub off on others just as good. You can bless a marriage just as you can curse a marriage.
That's what I'm saying. This right, and I had to learn this the hard way. Like, if you want to be successful in marriage, you got to be with some people that's in the same situation, right? I can't ask my homie that's never been married questions about marriage. I can't get consoled by another woman when it comes to marriage. I gotta be consoled by a man, right? A lot of these women in church, let's keep it real. They go to that pastor, the pastor keeps telling everything, and that's what shit comes up. The pastor end up hitting it sometimes because she's weak. Like we gotta get proper counsel. And that's the problem when it comes to hardships in marriage. That's where it all starts. That's what I feel like.
I agree. I can't give you I can give you marital advice because I've been married.
Yeah.
But I can't give you I can't counsel you through drugs because I never did drugs.
Yeah, that shit don't make sense. You know what I mean?
No.
It's like me asking you, I'm gonna say I'm gonna tutor you, and I'm not good at algebra. That shit ain't
right.
You can't. We both can't be in confusion. Ain't nothing gonna be solved.
And men don't have that. I mean, we don't have that ability to go to another man and open up. Because of a lot of men be on some judgmental shit. You soft, suck it up. Man, I done heard some crazy ass shit come out of niggas' mouths. Like niggas on the verge of suicide, and he crying out to his niggas, and his niggas is like, nigga, if I was around you, I'll punch you in your face, I'll punch you in your chest, nigga. Man up. Like, men can't just, you know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of men just shut down and really don't be opening up. And other men that go to a motherfucking female, and he gotta be true, he gotta be careful, because you go to the wrong one, she get mad, she gonna throw it all in your motherfucking face. And then what happens, man? You done, you ain't open up to nobody. You just gonna hold it all inside.
And you know what I mean? The best thing is, you know what I mean? I believe in meditation, man. Sometimes you gotta let that cry out, man. I'm telling you, that shit right there, you let that shit simmer in your spirit too long, you end up having it. You end up having it, man.
And the results always are the same after you get done. You feel a lot better than you did before you start.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at it as, I was an emotional person, human being. And I had to learn how to control my emotions. Still a work in progress, but I done came so far. And I used to just think, I remember I was in 8th grade and I wanted to get out of class. So I think of something real sad about my mom or something and start crying. And I'm like, I need to go, talk to the, substance with the nurse or whatever, counselor, and she'll let me out, and I'm grown the calls. But point being is, I used to be extremely emotional, especially over something that I love. And I can sit and think about how much I love my daughter, and it'll make me emotional, right? So when I was going through that, I didn't know how to control my emotions.
And the biggest thing is for me, man, like, I want to make sure my daughter be able to survive after me. She had the proper life skills. She'd be able to make money for herself, and she's not fooled. That's my biggest worry. I want to make sure I put her on game before I get out of here, leave the planet. You know what I mean? That's my biggest worry. I pray about that every day. God, let me see another day to see my kid grow up, walk across the stage, and she has some life skills so she can survive. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. You know what I mean? That she'd be able to survive without me.
So what are you doing to make sure she got that?
I try to put her on game. I make sure, you know what I mean, I help her with her homework when I do have it every other weekend. And I try to build off that, and I just talk to her. You know what I mean? That's the main thing. You got to talk to them.
So if someone was to ask your child, what do you teach her? What would she say?
I don't know.
Ask her. And ask her what does her mom teach her?
Yeah, I'll ask that. But I know the main thing about now, she's scared to tell me things because she thinks I'm gonna be mad. I told her, no, as long as you be honest with me. and you don't be telling me lies, we cool. I just want to know. I just want you to focus on making school your main thing. Make school your main thing, and focus in and learn what you gotta learn. Learn how to count properly. Learn how to read properly. Learn how to write properly. That's my goal for you, to be proficient in that. I'm not gonna be mad at anything else. As long as you focus in, you behave, you're a good human being. That's the only thing I care about.
Yeah, treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I'm
most
saying. Don't put
important.
your hands on no boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Focus on school. That's all I want you to do. I said that to my bonus son. Make your main thing, which is school and learning. Don't eat. Sometimes he looking to the future. Man, don't look in the future. Look at it right now. Be in your now moments.
Yeah, you gotta be in the moment.
Your now moments gonna get you to the future.
You gotta be in the moment.
Yeah.
Being in the moment is allowing you to stay focused and not caught up. And forget about the past. You know.
It's like chess. You can't worry about 25 moves. you gotta worry about the moves you're making now. Because one bad move, you out of the game. It's checkmate. If you don't get no mulligans, you don't get no reruns and checkmates. Checkmates is multiple felonies. You know what I mean? You can't, if you ever want to be a business owner, you can't have certain businesses because you can't get a liquor license, you got a felony. You can't do certain things if you get no felonies. So it's pretty much checkmate. You know what I mean? Some of these companies do hire people with felons.
Yeah.
They get money back for taxes and grants and shit like that. But
it's funny you speak on that because they got it to in Columbus Public Schools, they got it to where if you want to volunteer, you gotta not only go downtown and get fingerprinted, but you gotta pay $45 to volunteer. So if a person got as myself, a 24-year-old felon case, I might not be able to do that, participate in the volunteers, such as reading and things of that nature, chaperoning for field trips, so them felons, they'll come back and bite you.
That's why I try to tell young boys, man. You know what I mean? Just focus on, man, there's ways for you to leave. Like a lot of people don't understand, there's ways that you can escape your environment if you want to. It's the military. It's if you're not really proficient in school, you can go to Job Corps. They will help you get a trade.
You gotta be serious. It's funny you say that. I had a relative, a child who we wanted to go to the military because he needed that discipline. He needed discipline and whatnot. And he's with it. He agreed with it, but then later on, I find out that nobody else tell me till after it was done that he signed up for Job Corps. And I'm like, Job Corps, that's cool, but it's only cool for those that want to go in there and get what they want, what they need out of it, and not get caught up because it's a whole Job Corps is nothing but a facility full of potential distractions. Because you got three types of people that get sent to Job Corps. You got those that want to do better in life. You got those that ain't got no options, and you got those that was sent there because of court procedures, court rulings. So you got three. You got three individuals that want to be there, but two of them is there for the wrong reasons. So I would never refer. If anything, it'd be the military. As far as the discipline and the benefits, them would be the only two reasons, and everybody ain't built for that. Because this individual went back, he ended up getting another chance and going back to the military, but wasn't mentally prepared for it. Didn't last nothing but 6 weeks. This nigga came back like he coming back like he done did like 6 years in the military, all PTSD and stuff, sitting in the dark. It's like, yeah, the military ain't for everyone.
It's not. I mean,
especially if you're weak-minded.
I had a serious conversation with my dad about it, and I thought about doing it. He said, man, I'm going to be real with you. How your mind is right now is not a good thing for you. When I get mad, I get mad. My mouthpiece is crazy.
Yeah.
Said, man, you might as well not. You know what I mean? You got to know how to, you know what I mean? You got to know how to play and play. You know,
Yeah, I had an opportunity to go, but then I look back, I wouldn't have been good with the authority, with the yelling, and I'm not good at that. I'd flip out.
So that's the main thing. But man, it is opportunities for these brothers can do, man. And you know, what I mean, it's not necessarily got to go to school, right? If you know what you want to do, man, it's grants stuff for like if you want to go get a CDL. If you want, like I remember I grew up in Clarksville, Tennessee, right? So down south, they're so focused on men learning some kind of trade down south, right? So I had an HVAC program in my high school. So they teach you like you know what I mean, entry level HVAC stuff where you know what I mean, you can check the AC and shit like that. We also had, you know what I mean, they also teach people how to, you know what I mean, like a wood shop, you know what I mean, where they teach you how to read blueprints and shit like that. If you want to do construction, they also had nursing, you know what I mean, criminal justice. So they had three, you know what I mean, technology, you know what I mean, a business club
In high school?
in high school.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So if you really wanted it and stand on that shit, you had opportunities to learn about business, HVAC, construction. They even had like a construction like tournaments and shit where you had to build like a wood thing, you know what I mean, a shed or something. So they had opportunity. We had JRTC. We had all kind of avenues. If you was really serious about your shit, you could have tackled on. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of Eastern, you know what I mean, on the East Coast, they don't want to give you that. You know why?
Why?
They want to keep that crime rate up. You know what I mean?
And debt, college debt.
You know what I mean? And debt and stuff like that. But if you gave some kids the option to learn how to read blueprints, HVAC, nursing, criminal justice a little bit, business, you give somebody the opportunity to learn them things, they will. It
increases their chances to succeed in life.
Yeah, increase their chances to succeed.
It really do. Because college ain't for everybody.
Oh no.
But college ain't for the majority. Because how many people done went to college and ain't did nothing but pay back a fucking debt? Ain't did nothing with the motherfucking certificate or degree that you done got, master's, but you ain't did nothing with it. It's just sitting there collecting dust, just so you can say that you did it. You did something with your life. I went to college. I'm the first one to graduate from college, but you ain't did nothing.
But it's
you ain't making no money off of it.
It's also some people go to shit for dumb shit. Like I seen people go to school for photography. Like that's a trait you can learn by putting the hard work in and watch YouTube. I don't think you should pay $10,000 to go to school for photography. I don't think that's a smart move. But I can understand that a lot of the professors go to school, you know what I mean, teach business, never had a business themselves. So that shit don't make sense to me. How you gonna teach me about business and you never had no hardship in business? You know what I mean? Like you never had to, you know what I mean, put a business together. How do you know about business?
I wonder how many 11th graders and 12th graders in the average high school know how to balance their books, their bank accounts.
I knew somebody firsthand, man. Well, you was out on, you know me, on the job, on the road traveling for a job, and the guy signed, you know what I mean, you know how you got to do your check at the end of the day, you use your credit card, your debit card, or whatever, and you got to put a slash and how much you want to put for a tip, and you got to write your signature at the bottom, right? Right or wrong, right? This man put print.
He put what?
He printed his name.
He wasn't taught. He didn't know.
You gotta put your signature on everything. A lot of places not even allow you to put no print on no document.
Because our signature is unique.
Like, you know what I mean? Cursive was a thing you had to learn in the 5th grade.
I wonder why they took that out, but they said they're bringing it back because my daughter said that she's learning how to write in cursive.
I was not proficient in cursive. I just knew how to write my name. That's the only thing I focus on, writing my name in cursive. But to write a whole letter in cursive, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? But
I do. I used to. Yeah, I would write in cursive. My whole letters, like in prison, I would write like 20-page, 25-page letters, and they'll be all in cursive.
But you know what I mean. So it starts at home for real, man.
They really do.
And you know what I mean. Just overall, man, I feel like even at a certain age, I feel like a man should move out. Like if he's not helping his parents, you know what I mean, because the parents are not really financially right, a man should leave at a certain age.
But a lot of these parents don't even put stipulation on it, man. When you get a job, you're supposed to get a bill. That's like molding them into, into what they're about to get into on their own. Like your money is your money, but you have to have some responsibility. You're gonna have to pay. At least every child that has a job should be paying his own goddamn phone bill. If they don't, you're coddled.
Yeah.
And then later on throwing another bill. If they ain't got their car note or the insurance, they supposed to have bills because you're teaching them responsibility. Instead of you paying, they're gonna always come and depend on you when it's time to pay a bill or whatever the case may be because you ain't teach them. That's a problem. That's why I said it really do starts at home because a lot of these parents, man, they coddle their goddamn kids. They coddle them. They ain't raising them right. And what we're supposed to be doing as parents, all we're supposed to do is get them ready for that world that we brought them into. That's the least we can give them. Least we can do for them is to give them the tools, the mental tools that they need to be successful in that world so their life don't be nothing like ours is, but on a better side. And parents ain't doing that shit, man. They making it easy. How many people do you know that are in their 20s, grown men, just grown adults in their 20s, living at home with their mamas and their parents and ain't paying nothing? And it's just coming as they go. Ain't no structure in the household. Never was no structure. So when they end up getting out in their own, ain't gonna be no structure in that household. And the shit gonna keep going and going and going.
That's why this young boy told me at my job, he said, Rod, man, I got $1,000 worth of bills. I said, nigga, I switch with you right now. I said, what is that? Your car note and your insurance and your phone bill? I said, man, I take them bills right now.
Right. Pay them in a week.
I'll take that right now. Like I said, man, you don't see you right now. You live with your mom, right? Like you should be. Time you leave out there, you should be able to have enough money saved up where you can buy a house.
Man, come on, man. If you ain't stacking and starving, you comfortable. Man, that's just how you supposed to feel. A man's supposed to feel uncomfortable and gonna do whatever he got to do to get the hell up out of there and never put himself in a situation like that again. But they don't have that. Man, these watered down males, these watered down men don't have that. Because they've been raised that way. They ain't put no pressure. They ain't had no pressure on them. So now they full of adults and don't know what it feels like to have pressure to pay a fucking bill, a light or electric, or you know what I'm saying. If you don't, you're gonna be in darkness. Or if you don't pay your rent, you're gonna be homeless. They don't know nothing about that.
No, man, and that shit is real when you come in the house, you living like Crooklyn, you live like an Amish, and you gotta put them motherfucking candles on, and it's hot that shit in the summer.
You gotta boil water. You gotta boil water to take a hot bath. There's the water bill. Like, yeah, man, this shit is. You gotta prepare these kids. You gotta prepare these kids for the hardship of this world. They ain't asked. Nobody asked to be here. But now we're here, it's the motherfuckers who bought us here. It's your responsibility. But it starts at home. You need to get your home core inside you together. Get, gut check, reality check, soul search, do whatever you got to do and be real and fix yourself. Because you gotta know, man, you gotta know right from wrong. You can't be living life wrong, not knowing that it ain't right. Mm-hmm. You can't just sit and have these kids that don't know what the fuck is going on out here, and you not putting nothing on them. Like, what type of person? You have no right to bring no goddamn kids in there. Here you got not one, not two, not three, but 4, 5, 6, goddamn 7, 8 kids in here who are now adults. Most of them are adults, and now they're struggling to goddamn self. Mm-hmm. How many times I got a lot of young people on my timeline. I hate it here. Like, man, yeah. At first, I didn't understand that. Like, what you mean you hate it here? But then I got into this game, I'm like, man, I see why motherfuckers hate it here because it is not fucking fair. It's not fair. So why the fuck would I want to bring another human being into a game that's not fair?
That's what they liked it. They like bringing it.
Like, make that shit make sense.
It won't be.
They won't.
But before we get out of here, remember to come check me out. And I think Brother Lamar is coming on it tonight at 8 p.m. The topic is, what I said the topic was, I'm sorry, guys. Dear Black single mothers, wake up. That's the topic at hand this at 8 p.m. Also, you know, you have a crazy panel. So, man, come check that out. That's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern. Also, we got Midday Sports coming at 10:30. So come check that out. We're going to be talking about the NFL draft, and we're going to talk about the NBA playoffs. So, Brother Lamar, let the people know your social media and all that jazz, man.
Yeah, you can check me out at Jorel, JOR-EL World, and at Jorel Lamar, same spelling, LAMAR, on Facebook. Holla at your boy. Be here every Monday, kicking it. Have some guests coming up, a couple panels in the future. So, yeah, we here to talk about some real shit, put some things on people's minds. So, get at me if you want to chop it up. You want me to be a guest? I could do that. Or you want to be a guest on my show? Yeah, I'm open for that. So, hit me up.
Yeah, you know what I mean? This has been another episode of Jorel's World, where we talk about some real insightful topics, and you know what I mean, topics that people need to hear. And you know what I mean, we're out of here. Hopefully y'all have a good morning, good weekend, all that jazz. We're out.